All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you guys for joining today. This is Chamber 101, how to maximize your chamber investment. My name is Jen Marshall. I am the investor relations manager here. So you may have hopefully have gotten several emails from me, phone calls, some touch bases over the course of your membership. I think most of you that are on the call are fairly new. We do have some businesses that have been invested in a while. And this is kind of for everybody. So this is going to be maybe a refresher for folks that have not worked with the chamber in a while, but they've been members, but they just haven't been involved. And this is for folks that just joined the chamber. It's for anybody just to learn a little bit more about how to plug in. So we are glad to have you here. Today, we're going to go over who we are, what we do, and how and when and where that we do all of those things. So I'm going to cover a lot. And if you have any questions, if you would just put them in the chat. We have some folks that are monitoring the chat, but we also we'll have some time for questions at the end. And so I'll go through and answer those questions then. And then I also wanted to say, please keep in mind that I will be sending you a copy of this recording as well as all of the links that I talk about here. So we'll talk about newsletter and promotional content and calendars and things like that. And all of those things, I will send you as a link in our follow-up along with that recording. And that will probably be later in the week. It probably won't be this afternoon, but expect that tomorrow or Friday. And then you can also forward that to anybody on your team. If you want them to start getting involved a little bit more, they can watch it as well. So, and then lastly, I want to mention that you will hear me refer to our members as investors. So we use those words kind of interchangeably here, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're investing in your own business and you're investing in the success of the Greater Macon area. So we try to use that language because I think it's important to remember that this is something that we're all doing together. So with that, we will get started. And let me make sure we don't have any other folks that are waiting. I think we're good. All right, so we're going to start with the basics, the people and the purpose. Um, who we are as an organization and kind of what role we play in Macon's economic landscape. So our chamber is currently made up of almost 800 invested businesses, from the smallest businesses to our biggest industries. Our chamber occupies a very central connecting role. So we're bringing together businesses, government, and community, and that we do that through advocacy, visibility, workforce development, and economic initiatives. So we'll go over a lot of that today. Our chamber exists to make our community a stronger and more connected community. So every day we're working on behalf of our local businesses like yours, while also growing the economy for everybody who calls this region their home. We advocate for pro-business policies. We help tackle community challenges such as workforce and talent attraction. And then we also try to just create very consistent opportunities for visibility and connection. So by being a chamber investor, you are helping drive that very important work in our community. And at the same time, you're gaining benefits that hopefully will make a real difference in your business. So we'll talk about those individual businesses shortly, but we'll go into the team a little bit here. So when you join the chamber, you immediately gain access to a really awesome, dedicated team here to support your business. So we are comprised of our ambassador committee, our board of directors, and our staff. So we'll first talk about the board a little bit. So our board of directors is 51 members strong. It is composed of dedicated local business leaders who serve as a guiding force behind this chamber's mission and our strategic direction. So we actually just created a new set of strategic priorities for the coming 4 years, and we'll get into what those look like in just a little bit, but they were a really critical part in that. And so I just look at them as a group that helps move our region forward. And they do that by supporting economic growth and opportunity, and they're leading that way. And it reflects that diversity and strength of the Macon Bibbs business community as well. So if you haven't met our board members, please join us at one of our upcoming programs, our Business After Hours or our Brew. They're there often, and they're excited and eager to talk with our businesses in the community. So this is our staff. These are the faces that you're going to see at most of our programs. We have a couple of them on the call now, so I wanted to give a short break for, I think Sherry and Alex are both here. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second and see. Alex and Sherry, do either one of y'all want to wave and say hello?
Hello.
So
Glad to have you today.
We're so glad to have y'all.
yeah, we're so glad to have you guys. And this is like our dream team. We love working together. And I think with the three of us, you're going to find what you're looking for one way or another. Our number one goal is to support y'all. And we really, all three of us really love, all of us here, the whole staff does really loves what we do. And when we see it coming to life in ways like our state of the community that we just had and our programs, it really like invigorates us and gets us even more excited to help you guys. So if you see any of us around, just holler and we can all kind of help you. So let me see if I can figure out how to go back to my screen. I can do this like so easily on my own, but when I'm in front of people, I forget how to use everything. So outside of our engagement team that I just showed you, this is the rest of our staff. So Jessica Walden is our president and CEO. Jennifer Bronner is our VP of Finance. Jennifer just celebrated 20 years at the Chamber. And if you guys don't know, April 10th, 2026 is Jennifer Bronner Day. It was a wonderful celebration. And so we love having her. Renita Patterson is our VP of Engagement. So y'all probably saw her busy as a bee at State of the Community if you were there. She helps lead our engagement team and is very one of the driving forces behind a lot of our programs. J.R. Olive is our VP of Operations. So he works with Becca Holler and Reed McLean, and they kind of make up our workforce side of things. So when you're asking questions about our Choose Macon initiative or our connections with our business or our business education partnership and things like that, these guys are going to be the ones that we direct you to. Alex Mason is our director of development. So she's one of the ladies you just met here. So she works with our Cornerstone investors as well. And she heads up all of our sponsorships and everything. So if anyone has questions about sponsoring Business After Hours or Brew or really anything that we have, we've got golf tournament coming up. Alex is your gal. She can tell you what's available and work it into whatever kind of sponsorship works best for Jim.
The Chamber of Commerce meeting.
Hey there. So I'm gonna mute. Let me put that down. There we go. Then we have Becca Holler, who I just mentioned. She's our programs and marketing manager. And then Sherry, who you also just saw on the call here. Zenobia Mentor is our community manager, and she is at so many of our programs as well. And if you haven't met her, you want to. She's amazing. And then Reed McLean is our newest employee. He's our programs and strategy manager, and he's worked really, really hard on our Choose Macon jobs boards, and he's working on our Choose Macon 2030 campaign. And he's another one that is good with the spreadsheets. So I love it. Me and Jennifer and Reed can sit there and talk about spreadsheets all day long. So this is our ambassador committee. This is the third leg of our organization. So they help us retain and engage our investors. And they do that by building relationships, creating visibility, and just trying to make the chamber feel really welcoming and valuable. So they're an extension of our team, and they really help us reach further and stay more connected across the business community. I feel like we're building this network web kind of thing, and they really help us extend that out into the community. So their role is both member facing and community facing. So we do a little bit of both. They help us with our touch points. They help us when we have new members, they try to help us get those new members involved. We just had something called Fan Club Day yesterday, which was super fun, where we rent the Visit Macon van and we go around to several businesses throughout Macon and just say hello, drop off a little gift, say thank you for being an investor. We would love to have one of you guys on that list at some point soon. It's a really fun time, but these ambassadors are the ones that are that driving force and really getting out further into the community. And one of our biggest goals is to make sure that our investor group knows and feels supported and knows that we're listening and feels like we're reaching out and all of that. And so the ambassadors help with that tremendously. This is an annual program and we do have openings in 2027. So if that is something that you're interested in, please let me know. We will open applications probably in October, and then we'll start the new year in January. So there are some dues to join with this committee, but I would say if you ask any of our ambassadors, they all see great value in it. And most of our ambassadors come back year after year, and it's a really great network. And they do a lot of things even outside of chamber things. Once a month they meet and have lunch or go to happy hour, and really just work together to help build that referral network within their committee. So something really cool that you could put on the agenda for next year. All right, so that's who we are. Now I kind of want to talk a little bit more about how we're doing what we do and why we do that. So the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce is made up of 3 core objectives, and we call these our strategic priorities. Those 3 are connect, advocate, and advance. So for the next few minutes, we're going to kind of dive in deeper into what we're doing to achieve those goals. So the first strategic priority is our connection. Connection is really at the forefront of our mission. And so we've got so many different ways that we try to offer that. We have a significant reach. Our ribbon cuttings are something that I would highly recommend. If you haven't done, try to schedule one of those. That's a great way to make a big splash for not only just a business opening, but an anniversary or the opening of a new renovation. We've celebrated all of those things, and it's really fun because these are open to the public. We'll put it on our calendar. We send out over 100 different calendar invites. And then we send it out to all of our news organizations and everything. And we put it in our newsletter. So there's lots of traction that comes with that one event. And so I try to encourage folks to do that. That does come complimentary with your if you are invested at the Business Catalyst level and above, those ribbon cuttings come complimentary. If not, then I believe there is a charge for it, but you can still get one even if it doesn't come with your package. So just ask me and I can let you know. Now, I will say that we're booking out into July and August at this point for ribbon cutting. So if that's something that you're interested in, you want to get on the calendar as soon as possible. We also have our business directory. That's another part of our chamber reach. So we display your business information in our online business directory and in our Greater Guide, which is our version of kind of like a Welcome to Macon guide. And that's printed annually and it's distributed at our State of the Community, which was last week. So, right, it was last week, yes. It was distributed last week and then it will go out and it will be mailed out I believe in the next couple of weeks as well to our businesses in the community as well. So that's something that if you are interested in ads or anything like that, that's something that you could talk to Alex about. Our online directory is also something that I wanted to point out, and I'm going to go over to our website for just a second so you can see where to go, because I do encourage you to use our online directory as a resource. You can find and connect with other businesses there. If you search by category, for example, you can find other organizations that, if you're looking to connect with a certain industry, this is where I would say that you should start. So for example, we can look at architects and engineers, and then this will pull up all of our newest businesses that are in this industry. And then if this is something that if you want to get in front of any of these businesses, reach out to me and I will help connect you with their main point of contact. And I would definitely use that as a resource for you. We also have a window cling. If you haven't gotten that in the mail yet, make sure to look out for that or ask me next time you're in the office and I'll make sure you have one so you can put that on your storefront to show you're a part of the business community. And some folks are like, well, I don't have a window. We'll put it on your car. Like, I don't know, put it sticks to glass. So I'm sure there's a place you could put it. Our investor newsletter is also another great way to get your reach out there. So we encourage you to share your special events, your opportunities, and all of that in our investor newsletter. This is sent out to over 5,000 of our business community members twice a month. On the second and the fourth Wednesday of the month. So these emails get really high open rate and click-through rate. So this is something that I feel like people are really engaged in. And so if you've got something that you want to share, don't worry, I will send you a link to our promotional content form. And if you submit your news or whatever it is there, that will put it in the queue for us to put it in our next newsletter. And there's some information on like the deadlines for things, but if submit it as soon as possible and we'll run it as soon as possible. And that's what I never wait to get that over to us. We also have our contact list. So this is, you have the option to purchase a contact list for your next direct mailing campaign, if that's something that you're interested in. This includes their mailing address, which is going to be different than what you see in the directory. Their directory is always going to be their physical location, wherever you would go to find their business, but sometimes that mailing address is different. So this list includes that mailing address, and then it also includes the main point of contact. So your piece of mail gets to the right place. Or if you're just looking to try to do some lead work, then that can be valuable as well. We also have some entrepreneurial, I'm not even going to try to say that again, support resources. SCORE is one that we work with really closely. They take meetings out of our office sometimes, and they can help you kind of guide you on what next steps you want to do if that's something that you're kind of in the earlier stages of your business. Startup Macon is another one of our partners, the UGA Small Business Development Center, as well as Newtown Macon. These are all organizations that are super supportive of our budding business community. So if you need connections to those organizations, just let me know. So in addition to that reach, we also host a wide variety of programs. So those facilitate the high impact connections that you're looking for. We host recurring programs like our Brew program or our Business After Hours. And then we also host several bigger signature events as well. Last year, we hosted more than 90 different programs, events, and ribbon cuttings, and I think we were looking at over 3,500 individuals that were coming in and out of those different programs. So I think that says a lot for that network that we're building. We also offer a deeper level of connection if that's something that you're interested in. So we did talk about our ambassador committee. We also have our Leadership Macon program that we'll talk about more in a minute. And then we also, if you are in the restaurant or food service industry, we have a restaurant committee that meets quarterly. And we're working on we actually have our next meeting next week. And then we have an open kind of vendor meeting in July that's going to be really fun. So I would encourage you, if you're in the food service or if you know of anybody that is, let them know about that. I think the more community that we have, the stronger we are, and the more we can support each other. You can actually see all of our calendar events here on our website. So I'm going to go back to our website for a second. Our calendar is right here. And this will take you to our live calendar. So we've got a few different iterations of our calendar printed. This is going to be the most up to date. This is going to be where you find the address and locations of the places that we're going. And this is also where you'll register, which we love it when you register ahead of time. It really helps us in a number of ways. It helps us get a clear picture of who and what businesses are engaging with us. And then it also makes sure that we have enough food and drink for everyone as well, which is very important to those kinds of things. This is another version of that calendar. So this is more of like a high level overview of all of the recurring things that we have going on and our bigger plans for the year. We just finished yesterday up a wonderfully detailed meeting for 2027, and we've planned out all of 2027. So we work very far in advance to try to make sure that we're plugging everything in and not kind of overlapping stuff. Sometimes that is unavoidable, but for the most part, we try to make everything spread out because we know that your time at work is also super valuable and you don't want to be taken off a lot. So we also try to offer events that happen. Some are in the morning, some are in the evening, some are online. Some are more like lunch style things and roundtables, and some are these bigger programs. So there's kind of a wide variety of different versions or different types of events as well. All right. So I talked about the ways to kind of connect a little bit further. Leadership Macon is one of those that I would highly recommend. It's a year-long program that introduces rising community leaders to the successes and the challenges in Macon's public, private, and nonprofit sectors. So participants will explore issues, engage with businesses, political and community leaders, and develop relationships that benefit both themselves and the broader community. Sessions cover topics like housing, education, healthcare, economic development, diversity, tourism, local government. It really covers it all. And we've got our 2026 class right now, but if you're interested in that 2027 class, you will make sure that you're getting our investor newsletter and our weekly newsletter. That's where you're going to see any announcements for like when we're opening classes, Leadership Macon, and that ambassador committee as well. And we can also, if you know that you would like to do that, then go ahead and send me an email and we'll put you on the list to make sure you get a notification about it. But it's a wonderful program. I went through it last year and can proudly say that I'm a graduate of the class of 2025. And I highly recommend it to learn a lot more about Macon. It's less focused on building leadership skills. Like this is more, you've already got those leadership skills. Okay, now you're ready to apply those to the community that you live in and you work and you serve in. So great way to connect. All right. I think we're on to our next strategic priority, which is our advocate. So we advocate for pro-business policies and community progress. We try to serve as a unified voice for the business community. So how do we do that? Your voice, first of all. Our investors help shape our priorities through our surveys, and we're sending out a lot of those this year. We've been trying to send a survey out after every program that we have, and it's really important that you take those surveys and send that information back to us so that we can make those tweaks that you're looking for and really make sure that we're doing what the business community is looking for. And it really helps us also advocate for the development of certain business-friendly ordinances and legislation and things as well. So some of our surveys are going to be like, hey, did you like this program? Some of these are going to be, what is your priority? What is your legislative priority? What do you want us to focus on in 2027 or in the future? So look out for those surveys. We also have our programs. So like I've been talking about, we offer programs like our quarterly Macon and Eggs breakfast, our lunch out with the mayor. We even take the party to Atlanta once a year for Macon Day to show them that Macon is doing big things. That was in February of this year, and it was super fun. We had a lot of great feedback from that. We also maintain an active role in supporting the men and women of the Robins Air Force Base and the 48th Infantry Brigade Combat Team. And as a chamber member, you're actually eligible to join the Military Affairs Coalition, and that provides a better opportunity to support these brave men and women and their families. So let me know if that's something that you're interested in. We also recognize that we serve as a kind of a conduit between businesses and citizens and community leaders. So during the legislative session, we share advocacy updates on the bills and the issues that our elected officials are working on at the Georgia State Capitol. That just ended a couple weeks ago, so we were up there handing out hot dogs on Sunday Day, and we've got our ear to the ground for the next session as well. So these were our top 5 legislative priorities, and these do change year to year. Some of them carry over from year to year, but we readdress them every year, and they're really driven by the concerns and the needs of our investors and our community partners. We really just want to ensure that our advocacy reflects the issues that are most important to who we serve. So this year we're focusing on the Ocmulgee Mounds National Park, tourism development, mass transportation infrastructure, supporting our military presence in Central Georgia, and pathways to workforce readiness. All right, so our final focus is on accelerating economic growth through workforce development and talent retention. We have lots of different business resources. We offer access to resources like the Georgia Smart Plan and retirement plan discounts, which I want to show you what that is as well. If you haven't already heard about the Georgia Smart Plan, it offers small businesses between 2 and 100 employees access to comprehensive healthcare benefits at rates that are usually reserved for larger organizations. Here's something that's really interesting. The majority of our invested businesses have fewer than 100 employees. So most of you likely qualify, at least in that first step. So if you're interested in learning more, I can connect you with a broker and they can kind of help see if that's something that's right for your business. So just let me know about that. We also work on recruitment and retention. So our goal here is to sustain and grow our workforce pipeline. That's a lot of what our JR and Becca and Reed are working on. So with this, we do this with initiatives like our Choose Macon initiative. So I'll show you our Choose Macon website in just a minute. Our Leadership Macon program that we just talked about also allows you to engage with the new and emerging leaders in Macon. So that's a really beneficial thing. And we can also do that while encouraging them to engage in our community and find impactful places for them to plug in and serve. Our Mingles with Singles event is part of a larger event series built to connect Macon's professionals and newcomers in more meaningful ways. So we've designed it to be approachable and fun. So instead of walking into a room full of strangers, guests are immediately drawn in with activities like icebreaker games, playful matchmaking, and themed cocktails. It's called Mingle with Singles. The bigger goal here is to create more of a social infrastructure that helps people feel and know that they belong here. I think that directly supports our talent retention, and that's something that's central to the Choose Macon initiative. So our next event, I believe, is in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned, look in our newsletters for that information as well. And then we also have a partnership with the Bibb County school system. So we're deeply woven into our school system. Our business education partnership allows businesses to buddy up with designated teachers to support them in whatever way they choose, from providing school supplies to speaking in the classroom or doing tours. We host a new teachers welcome reception each year. That's welcoming our newest teachers and providing them with inspiration that they need to start the year off right. We host the Macon-Bibb County Star Student Reception and the Region 6 Star Banquet each year to honor our county's top high school seniors and their chosen star teachers. And then also every few weeks, the Chamber hosts video conferences in the classrooms of the Bibb County schools for Future Workforce Friday. So they're sharing information on different career pathways directly to our students. And these programs really help us connect with our regional education ecosystem and help career pathway development. So this is our Choose Macon website. It's a longstanding effort by the Chamber to retain and recruit talent. And we do that by showcasing Macon as a vibrant and welcoming place to live and work and thrive. And if you're new to Macon, or if you've been here a while, you've seen the change, and you can see that we are a thriving and vibrant place. We do things like this choosemacon.com website, which is dedicated to showing like the beauty and the soul of Macon. We've recently made some significant improvements to that Choose Macon website. So we now have a job scrubbing feature where if you post your available jobs anywhere, so Indeed, Monster, LinkedIn, anything like that, our job scrubber will pull those and display those Macon jobs on choosemacon.com. So if you have any questions about that, please let us know. You may have also even seen one of our billboards going up to Atlanta. We've got some fun billboards as well. All right, so now we're kind of at the good stuff. I want to talk about how you can actually get connected. Again, I know we've got a few varying folks here, from investors that are already engaged and those that are considering investment. So these are our 7 levels of investment. The foundational levels here are suitable for more small to mid-sized businesses that are looking for basic visibility, networking opportunities, and access to member resources. These are tiers that provide fundamental benefits kind of at a lower investment level. So this is ideal for companies that are aiming to build local connections. Then we also have our cornerstone levels, and those are more suitable for businesses seeking higher visibility, significant networking, and influence within the chamber. These tiers offer greater promotional opportunities, sponsorship options, and strategic involvement, and they make them a better choice for companies that are focused on community leadership and broader influence. So we've talked a lot about who we are and what we do, but I also want to get into kind of the nitty-gritty of the Chamber investor benefits. So if you scan this code, this will take you to our investor guide. And the one that it will take you to will actually show, it should be a spreadsheet, and it show off to the side how to take advantage of those benefits. So if there's like a form that you need to fill out for something, or, you know, how do I take advantage of this? Hopefully that is answered there. And if not, that's what I am here to do, to answer those questions or to connect you to the right spot. But every level of investment is shown here, and the specific benefits that correlate with those levels. So I know you can't actually see this tiny writing, but you can look, if you scan that website, like I said, you can see that bigger version here. And I will show you here on our website as well. So if you go up to the top of our website and click Investor Benefits here at the top, this will take you to a page that has that breakdown right here. And this will show you, again, all of the benefits and which levels they apply to. But if you just want to ask me directly, I can help you. So at this point, you can probably pick up on the fact that there are a lot of ways to make the most of your investment. But I've got 6 here. So the ideas that I've got to talk through here, you can schedule a ribbon cutting. Again, I do want to note that we're scheduling out into July and August, but I do think that that is a really great way to make a big splash. And I will include a link to our ribbon cutting ceremony request form in my follow-up, so you can see what that looks like. That form actually has a lot of details on what the flow of program would look like, and what kind of marketing we do, and what kind of marketing we recommend you do, and kind of what to expect when you're doing that. But again, I'm also happy to answer those questions on a call, or if you want to stop by for a visit as well. Show up. So some people compare chamber investment to a gym membership, and I think that's kind of a creative comparison, because you really do, you have to show up to make the most of your membership. You can have that and you can pay for it, but if you're not actually engaging and trying to find ways that fit your business model and your schedule, you know, that active participation yields significant benefits. That's what I always say. I would also encourage you to share your news in our investor newsletter. So to do that, you will need to submit a form through the promotional content form, and that'll be included in my follow-up. You also want to make sure that your information is up to date with us. That's actually surprisingly one of the harder things to do, is to make sure that we're consistently keeping up with making sure, has your business moved? Did your website change? Is there a phone number change? People, if someone left your organization and that was our main contact, and now we don't know who to contact. Those can be some of the challenges that we face. And so if you keep your information up to date, that will stay up to date on our directory online, and it will help us make sure that we're connecting to the right people. You can actually log into the member dashboard through our website. So I'm going to take you back home for a second. If you go up to the top right here, investor login, if I click it, I'm already logged in, so it won't work. But if you click this should take you to a login screen, and you'll need a username and your password. And that should have come in your confirmation email that I sent you right at the beginning of your membership. So if you don't have that email still, that's fine. Just email me and I can send you an update. I can't see what your password is, but I can always reset it and give you that new information. So if you would like access to your member dashboard, that's also a great place for you to go and add keywords or update your description, because in this investor directory, we channel a lot of people to this investor directory. And when someone types in your something that they're looking for, maybe they're not looking at these categories here, but they just type in some keywords. We want your organization to come up when they type those keywords in. So there is an area in your member dashboard where you can update your keywords, or if you want to just email them to me, I can take them and update it for you. If you want to plug in even more, I would consider sponsorship. If you want to see a copy of our book of business, I can email you one. This is what it looks like. So we do have a digital version here, and this really just goes over all of our opportunities for sponsorships. And this is also a great, I really like it because it explains all of the different things that we're working on. So our annual awards, not only does it show the sponsorships that we have, but it also will tell you what kind of attendees are there and what kind of celebration that is. And so that can help you decide what events you want to go to, even if you're not interested in that sponsorship part. But if you are, Alex is going to be the person that you talk to about those. And then take advantage of those discounts. So like I was telling you before, our healthcare plan discounts, retirement plan discounts, you get ticket discounts as an invested member. You have a discounted ticket price. And then we have a lot of investor exclusive offers that are available to investors of all levels. So if you want links to that, please let me know. All right. I usually try to get this under 40 minutes, and I think I just made it. So before we move on to the questions, I just want to take a minute to provide our social media links, and I'll wait a minute here so you can scan those QR codes if you want, or if you want to submit any questions to the chat, you can do that. Or if you'd like to raise your hand and just ask a question, that's good too. All of our socials are kept super up to date. Sherry is on the ball with that. And so all of our programs, our ribbon cuttings, any kind of chamber opportunities are going to be there on our website. So if you're looking for what the chamber is doing this week, go to our calendar on our website or go to our socials, and you're going to see the latest and greatest. All right, so let's get to questions. I'm going to open up the chat here. I don't think we have had any questions while I've been talking, so let me double check here. Yeah, it does not look like we have any questions. So I'm going to open it up to the floor to see if there's anything else that you guys want to chat about. And if not, then I will let you get back to your day. Like I said, this will be recorded and sent over to you via email. I'm going to check to see if anybody's got any hand raised. Nope. Awesome. Well, hopefully that means I covered all of it, probably too much, but just shoot me an email if you have any questions. I'm here to help, and we look forward to seeing you at one of our next events. Real quickly, let's look at what those are. want to take you back over to our calendar. So we have a ribbon cutting that we're going to in about an hour. So I would love it if you guys joined us at our it's the Rose Room ribbon cutting, and that's going to be at 3:30 downtown. We also have a ribbon cutting next week, and then Brew Emergency Management for Your Business is our next panel. It's actually our last brew of the year. So if you are interested in that, go to our website, register there, let us know you're coming. This one is going to be in the afternoon. Our brew panels, half of the time they're in the morning, half the time they're in the afternoon. So you always want to check the website to make sure you got the times right. But this will be an afternoon brew, and it's also on First Friday. So we're going to encourage all of our attendees for that program to go on downtown afterwards. And I think even the Emergency Management Agency is having an open house, I believe, afterwards. So, and we're going to have Spencer Hawkins from there, talking about the Emergency Management Agency. So we'll have a lot of fun stuff to talk about on May 1st. And then our next business after hours is May 14th. And this is going to be a print service and manufacturing. So I hope to see you at one of those programs soon. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.